Red Knights. These are the directions for experiment number 2 of the BioBox project. Dun, 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 dun. So experiment number 2. All right, so the stuff you're gonna need for this investigation, number 1, you're gonna need the film canister, the lid. You're gonna need, do you remember the difference between the seeds and there's 2 fertilizer pellets right there. You're gonna need 3 seeds, 1, 2, 3. The rest of them you can put back in the bag. So I'm just gonna set that aside. We're gonna grab 3 of those. And do you remember I asked you to hang on to this? Now, if you didn't hang on to it, you can use paper towel. All right, so this is gonna act as kind of like a sponge inside of the film canister. Now the film canister in this investigation, maybe you can see there, maybe you can't. So there's a red filter, there's a blue filter, and there's a green filter. All right, so the question is, maybe you can see if I do that, you can see down in there. It's kind of fun, you can hold them up to your eyeball and look out. The question is, the investigative question of this investigation is, which direction will these seedlings in about 2 or 3 days grow? Okay, so in about 2 or 3 days, which way are they gonna grow? All right, so this investigation, you're gonna see the film canister like this. This is gonna be on the table or whatever, and this is gonna be on top of it. So it'll be sitting there like this. Now you'll notice that I have a mark there. If you don't have a mark on yours, you should put a mark on there, and only one. So like this one already has a mark on it. And that's gonna be important. So if I set up my investigation today, I'm gonna set this mark, and this is the blue filter. I'm always gonna have it oriented in that direction. So when I take it on, put it off, it's always gonna be facing the blue filter like that. All right, so that's the purpose of the mark. All right, now the biggest challenge that students have with this investigation is cutting a piece of filter paper that fits inside there. It can't leak out, it can't be too big for a couple of reasons. Number 1, you can't get it sealed shut. And number 2, if it's out, then what happens is that the air, because the air has less moisture in it than inside there, it will literally wick, it will pull that dry, and so you don't want that, okay? So you can see that this is bigger than that. The bottom is a little bit better. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this as a template. I have a pencil. You either use a pencil or a Sharpie again. And I'm just gonna put that there. And I'm gonna draw around that. Okay, so I'm gonna cut that out quick, and we'll see how it fits. All right, so I cut that first one, and it's just a little bit too big. Even when I stuff that in there, that's gonna be too tight. So I'm just gonna trim just a little bit more off. So you can do the same. All right, so I've trimmed it a little bit. Now I can stuff it in there. That's not too bad. So something like that. Okay, now I need 2 of those. So I still have lots of this paper left. So even if I make a mistake on that one, I need 2 of them like that. So cut 2 circles of filter paper. Again, if you threw away your filter paper, just use, hopefully you got some paper towel around the house or a couple of napkins or something like that. All right, so 2 of them. I'm gonna cut the other one. All right, I finished cutting the second one, and it looks like that. No, that's not okay. So that can't be. So you can't use that, all right? So yeah, I actually cut, it looks like that, okay? Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my pipette, and I'm gonna, I don't know, that's like 10 drops, something like that. There's a little bit of standing water in there, it's okay. That's gonna be okay. Because again, we want these seeds, I'm pushing the filter paper down. We want those seeds to imbibe the thing. So now I'm going to go grab my 3 seeds. So now there are my 3 seeds. You can see those. I'm going to separate them a little bit, just because I'm that kind of guy. You can see they're sitting in a little bit of water. That's fine. Okay, and they're going to stick to that spot because of surface tension. All right, there's my little mark. And I said I was going to put that on the blue filter. So there's the blue filter. So I'm going to align the blue filter with that Sharpie mark on my lid. And again, if you don't have a Sharpie mark on your lid, take a pen or something like that and just draw just a little line on there. Some of you might have arrows on the back. That's no big deal. That's for a different experiment. All right. So that's pretty much all there is to the setup for that. Now I'm going to put this someplace in my house that gets indirect sunlight. Don't put it on a window ledge. If you put it on a window ledge, it's going to get too hot. And it's just not going to be good for the water will work its way out of there somehow. All right. I'm going to wait 24 hours. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick. There was 24 hours, and my blue filter is lined up with my line. I'm going to carefully, notice how I'm doing that. I'm pushing down on the film canister, and I'm going to carefully lift that off. And I'm going to make some observations. Oh, that seed is doing this seed is doing that. Maybe they've changed. I might write some stuff down. So in my bill, or your lab notebook, or wherever, okay? Maybe I'm going to take a picture with my camera. So I'm going to take a picture, make some observations, okay? And again, because you're going to eventually be building a slideshow with your results, okay? So this thing, again, I take my picture, I make my observations, I set my bill aside. Where's my blue filter? There's my blue filter. There's my line. I line that up. And I set that on wherever I'm keeping that safe and sound. Now you're going to make observations for 24, 48, and 72 hours. So you got to keep coming back to it on 3 days in a row. All right? And you'll do the same thing. Find that line, find the filter, take it off, take a picture, make some observations. This picture is going to wind up going on a Google slide, and we'll talk about that in a different screencast. So that is BioBox Experiment 222.